Hey, you found the right bar. People don't plan to end up here. They drift in when the job hunt has worked them raw. Rejection, silence, urgent postings that never materialize. I'm Sarah Trumbull, bartender for the broken job market. Your dive bar economist. I'll tell you the truth and pour you something honest. This bar is the front. Behind the bottles, I run the job applicant perspective. Anonymous, first-person reviews of hiring. Think Yelp, but for job ads. The trust layer the market forgot to build. We'll get there. First, I need to explain the room you've been wandering in. People drop onto this stool and whisper, maybe I'm just a failure. I shake my head. You're not at a talent show. You're shopping for survival, food, shelter, healthcare, maybe retirement if luck ever breaks your way. The wealthy, they buy stability with assets. You've been told to buy it with resumes, interviews, and unpaid time and hope. The labor market is the stock market for the labor force, except it runs without regulation or reputational guardrails. If the SEC had jurisdiction over this thing, they'd shut it down before last call. 160 million people, plus their dependents, lost the trust mechanisms that protect buyers when hiring went online. And then the culture told those same people that the failure was theirs. The psychological trauma of being shamed for the privilege of being robbed is wild. Take a breath. You're not broken. Market design is. Welcome to the No Rules Marketplace, aka the store that hides the food. Let me pour you a glass and walk you through the aisles. Imagine a grocery store where the owner makes more money the longer you wander hungry. Spoiled milk is scam jobs that skim your data. Rotten meat is expired listings, duplicates scraped from elsewhere. Empty cereal boxes are fake job openings just to make the shelves look full. No inspectors, no expiration dates, no refunds. Some aisles lead nowhere by design. The store's business model isn't to feed you, it's to profit from you not eating, circling, clicking, upgrading, reposting, and renewing hope. That's the online job market. That's why walking out full, aka getting hired, often isn't the platform's incentives. The store cashes in on your hunger, not your dinner. At the core sits an old rule dressed up as professionalism. Don't talk about the hiring process. It makes you look unprofessional. Translation, you don't have needs. I tell you your needs. That's old school parent-child logic. Obedience first, witness never. It's a circular fallacy. Job seekers can't be trusted. Therefore, we're not trusting job seekers. Therefore, anything we do to them is just housekeeping. When the fallacy hard cools in a culture, brilliant market thinkers, economists, investors, and operators, they lose their bearings. They start acting like priests guarding a shrine. They pen think pieces about talent shortages while skipping out on the loudest variable. We stripped trust out of the system for almost everyone when hiring moved online. Markets without trust collapse. This one has been collapsing for the last 25 years. A market isn't a business and it isn't a customer. It's the relationship between them, the tension, the signal and response, the willingness to adjust. If I brew every tea bag in my shop and nobody wants tea, I pivot. If a buyer wants brand new Nikes for $10 and that business doesn't exist, they adjust. That's a self-correcting loop. Except in the labor market. We told one side to perform and the other side to withhold clarity. We criminalize witness. Don't speak about the process. That's how a market turns into a hall of mirrors and why the shelves look full while people still go hungry. People remember employers go to the market for talent. But too many forget that job seekers go the same place for food, shelter, healthcare, socioeconomic mobility. That's a social contract. I work hard, my life improves. Rip out the trust layer and that contract flips. It's Tafiti turning into Taka, the same island, different heart. I can feel the ash. Back in the newspaper era, the system limped along. It was deeply imperfect, but editors still served as a balancing force. Clearing fake ads, maintaining reputational pressure. The newspaper sold trust as their business. The online market, not so much. The shelves exploded with spoiled milk, rotten meat, and empty boxes, and no one had to clean them out. Then we added ad tech. Suddenly the store could make more money from the circulation than from nutrition. If unresolved vacancies can be monetized again, why prioritize resolution? It's not conspiracy, it's arithmetic. It's fine, inevitable, that employers partially think of candidates as data points. But the second any actor is allowed to treat one side as pure commodity, the incentive landscape inverts. You stop paying the restaurant to serve meals, you pay it to seat people. You stop funding outcomes to fund circulation. What you get next is fine dining without a guarantee of a meal. No health department, no FDA. No inspector saying, what you put on the plate must be edible. That's where we arrived, 25 years on. Economic harm, time lost, wages delayed, churn normalized, psychological wear, shame, learned helplessness, rage turned inward, social fallout, trust erosion, community fray. Historians will write about this period, but I'm not making a museum. I'm building a fix. The triage is refusing to lie. First, I'm asking people to refuse the central lie. You're not broken. The market design is. Validate yourself. You saw what you saw. You heard what you heard. Every sob and scream is jurisdiction here. Anger honors what was harmed. Underneath it sits grief. Feeling it doesn't mark you as defective. It marks you as awake. In a deregulated marketplace, dysregulation is a sane response. Second, educate yourself. Start with structural nouns that keep getting blurred. Job ads versus job posts, not the same thing. Ghost jobs, not mistakes. The market is the relationship, not the buyer, not the seller, the between. Knowledge restores bearings. It hardens you against gaslighting. I've written a series unpacking each layer. If you're new here, you should start there. The front, what I'm actually building here, this bar is a cover. The job applicant perspective, the first person reviews of hiring that the market has lacked. I'm not asking you to beg a corporation for more grace. I'm asking you to witness and warn. That milk is spoiled. That meat is rotten. That shelf, it's full of empty boxes. I think of TJAP as ER for the labor market. Not a place to finish, but a place to stop the bleeding and start the record. It's not a magic fix. It's trust layer, and I'm building it one review at a time. I'm not here to slay businesses. I'm here to constrain incentives so the businesses serve its market again. Less kill Goliath, more tie down Gulliver. Thousands of threads measuring restraint, structuring that channel back into usefulness. Ask better questions too. What's the health department for the talent industry? What's the FDA for job ads? What's the inspection regime for outcomes with truth? What are the expiration dates in a marketplace that kills people when it fails? Policymakers, educators, civil litigators, regulators, and builders, individually and in tandem, if you've got the next piece, bring it. I'll tie the threads. The point isn't to be the only fix, it's to open the door. No matter how the industry spins it, the talent industry works for job seekers. You are the diner, not the food. The restaurant exists because you eat. You can't swipe right on rent. You can't skip groceries like they're a latte, and any market that forgets this will cannibalize its own future and call it strategy. If you're a job seeker drowning in loops, ghosting, and urgent listings that never resolve, this is the architecture behind your pain. You're not crazy. You're reading a room with the lights off. The internet made job hunting into a snowstorm. You only want to talk to people on the roads, and that's what I'm building. People on the roads leaving signs for the next traveler. Take this turn. Avoid that ditch. There's real food up ahead. Finish your drink. Pull your coat on. You're not broken. The market is. And always be kind to drivers on the road.